This is exam 1 review for spring 23. The first question here is asking, give the exact answer. We need to convert 190 degrees to radians. So on the exam day, you're going to have some questions that ask you to put the answer exact. Usually, you're not allowed to use a calculator for these questions. So any question here that I mention, they need the exact answer, you will need to try not to use a calculator for that because you won't be allowed on the exam day. We need to convert 190 degrees to radians. We know in order to convert from degrees to radians, we need to multiply by pi over 180 degrees. And now we notice that we can immediately divide both by 10. That is eliminating basically the zeros. So the answer is 19 pi over 18, and this is the exact answer needed. Convert 23 pi over 18 to degrees. So we have radians, 23 pi to 18 radians. In order to convert to degrees, we're going to multiply by 180 degrees over pi. How do you know? We need here basically to eliminate the pi. So the pi has to be in the denominator. And what's equivalent to pi in degrees is 180 degrees. And now we can divide both sides by 18. 1 by 18 here and 1 by 18 here. So we get 10. If you multiply 23 times 10, the answer is 230. So this is equal to 230 degrees. And don't forget to put the degrees in radians. We usually don't write the word radians for that. Question number 2. So question number 2 is an application problem. Most of the application problems, you will be allowed to use a calculator here. So it's going to be on the second part of the exam where you can use a calculator. You have a 39-foot ladder leans against a building so that the angle between the ground and the ladder is 75 degrees. How high does the ladder reach to the building? We need to round our answer to 1 decimal place. Usually I will give you the instructions on how to round. So I'm just going to sketch a graph of the situation here. So we have a vertical wall, of course, and then we have a ladder leaning against that wall. And the angle is 75 degrees. So the angle of elevation, you could say, is 75 degrees. And we need the length of the wall. I'm going to say this is h for height of the wall. We know that the ladder length is 39 feet. So now, looking at the given angle, 75 degrees, and the relationship between what we need and what we have an opposite and we have an hypotenuse. Opposite over hypotenuse is basically sine the angle. So we're going to say sine 75 degrees is equal to opposite over the hypotenuse, 39 feet. Now to solve for h, we're going to multiply both sides by 39 to remove 39. And that will cancel 39, and we will have h is equal to 39 times sine 75 degrees. Here you need to make sure that your calculator is in degree mode, sorry. It has to be in degree mode. After you make sure your calculator is in degree mode, you're gonna do the multiplication and you're gonna round your answer to 1 decimal place. So this is going to be 37.7. So this is 37 because that's not an exact answer. So we use the squiggly equal line, 37.7 feet. And the height is measured in feet here because we have the letter is measured in feet as well. Question number 3. The question is asking, find the angle between 0 and 360 degrees is coterminal to the given angle. Usually the coterminal angle, we look for the smallest positive coterminal angle. So if the angle is positive and it's bigger than 360, we're going to subtract 360 until we have our angle. So for the first one, I'm going to do the math here. So 440. And for that question, you're not going to be allowed to use a calculator. So make sure you know how to subtract efficiently. Minus 360.
Minus 360, and the answer is going to be 80.
So the first answer is 80 degrees, and the degrees is here, but I'm going to put it here, right, as well. Next one, we have negative 221. So because this is negative, I'm going to add 360. In this case, I'm going to subtract backwards. So
I'm going to say like 0 minus 1, that is 10 minus 1 is 9, and then 5 minus 2 is 3, and then the leftover is 1.
So 139 degrees. Same for the other one. So I'm going to say the coterminal to negative 1516, negative 1516. And because this is negative, I'm going to add 360, one at a time. So here we have 6 minus 0, 11 minus 6 is 5, 4 minus 3 is 1, and then the 1, and that is negative. And again, I'm going to add 360 one more time. So now 6 minus 0 is 6, 15 minus 6 is 9, 10 minus 3 is 7. And then I'm going to add 360 one more time, and that is negative, by the way. And then I'm going to add 360 one more time. And then do the subtraction. Addition of negative numbers is just basically subtraction. So, and because 16 here without the negative is bigger, so I'm doing the subtraction just like I wrote it. So this is going to be 6 minus 0 is 6, 9 minus 6 is 3, and 7 minus 3 is 4. Is still negative, so I'm going to add 360 one more time. We'll get negative, of course, it's going to be negative 6 minus 0 is 6. 13 minus 6 is 7. And then 3 minus 3 is 0. So negative 76. So I'm going to add one more 360. And since this is negative and 360 is bigger, I'm going to write it backwards. So I'm just going to say 360. I'm going to add 360 here. But I'm going to write it here so you know what I'm doing. Minus 76. This is 5, 10, 10 minus 6, 4, and then 15 minus 7, 8, and then this is 2. So the answer is going to be positive 284. 284, smallest positive one. And then we want the coterminal to 4,204, 204. So we're going to subtract 360. So 4,204, and then we're going to subtract 360. 4 minus 0 is 4, 10 minus 4 is 4, 11 minus 3.
8, and then this is 3, so 3,844. We're going to subtract 360 one more time. So that is equal to 4. 14 minus 6 is 8, and then so this is 7. 7 minus 3 is 4, and the 3 goes down. We're going to subtract 360 one more time. So that is going to be 4. 8 minus 6 is 2. 4 minus 3 is 1, and the 3 goes down. Minus 360 one more time. So that is going to be 4. 12, 6, 10. Minus 3 is 7, and then 2 goes down. We're going to subtract 360 one more time. 4 goes down. 6 minus 6 is 0. 7 minus 3 is 4. Oops, 4. And then the 2 is going to go down. And we're going to keep going. So minus 360.
Let me subtract 270. So I'm going to double here.
Because it looks like it's going to continue forever, and there's no point of me doing that. So 720, that is 2 revolutions, so I'm going to subtract 220. It's going to give me 4. 10 minus, this is 3 now. 10 minus 2 is 8, and then 13 minus 7 is 8, and then 1 goes down. I will do the rest here. Wait a minute here. What did I do here? That is 6. Okay. That is 4, and then 13 minus 7 is 6, not 8. Right, not 8. So 1684, and I'm going to subtract 720 again. So I'm going to subtract 2 revolutions at a time. So 4, and then 8 minus 2 is 6, and then 16 minus 7 is 9. I'm going to subtract 360 now. 780. 780 is appropriate still, so 720, sorry. I'm going to subtract 720 again, and this is going to give me my answer, which is 4, and then 4, and then 2. So that is
244 degrees. So this is what's expected to do on the exam. Not necessarily the numbers are going to be huge, but at least you know the steps to do the coterminal angle. I will come back with another video to go over the second page.